Red
Hey,
'em, red
Charles.
'em. Yeah, what's up?
I had this question, and I think you might be able to answer it because you're the foremost expert on this subject. Do you think
Okay.
do you think Tom Cruise is just up in his Scientology castle sucking wizard dicks for
Uh,
youth?
Tom Cruise, didn't he like leave Scientology?
Nah,
Well, who was that? Someone recently left Scientology. I thought it was Tom Cruise.
I I don't think it was Tom Cruise, or else he wouldn't be alive still.
Tom Cruise is the god of that
But that's
religion.
that's neither here nor there. Do you think he's sucking wizard dicks
Do I think he's
for youth? Because you're the foremost expert on this topic.
I'm sucking wizard dicks for youth. Yeah, I'm kind of the guy you go to. But I mean, yeah. I mean, he likes money a lot, so I'm sure he's doing it, but I'm sure he's taken like a fair portion of the proceeds. And
Mm.
say, like the kind of people who are like, oh yeah, all proceeds go towards, and then they give like 40% of proceeds.
Sure.
I did a show once, and I said all proceeds go to the Alberta Red Cross. All proceeds did not go to the Alberta Red Cross.
Yeah, I do recall that. I recall that. And you
Yeah.
tried to lie about it for a long time too. Like, oh, I'm gonna mail it.
No, I did. I sent some of it, just like I would say less than 50%. The all was an exaggeration.
What are we doing on today's show? Who cares, Jack? Who
I'm a
cares?
fraud. I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. Today it's Shark Week. We're gonna look at some fucking insane movies. Sharknado, followed by Sharknado 2, the second one. Sharknado 3, oh hell no, and then feature presentation, top 5 shark movies.
You know what I think they should call the next one?
What's that?
Sharknado 4. This makes no logical sense.
Sharknado 4, enough is enough. There's a lot of good titles, but I don't know. I kind of like Oh Hell No. But let's talk about the first movie. This will probably go by quick because like I didn't rewatch this movie for this
No, me
fucking
neither.
podcast.
I saw it when it came out 3 years ago, 4 years
Yeah,
ago.
I saw it. Lexi showed it to me. He had it on a burnt DVD.
Oh yeah, I gave that to him as a
Oh,
gift.
you gave that to him? Because
Yeah,
that's
I gave him
that's
that
what I
and
saw.
Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh, dude, you asshole! You gave him 2 of the shittiest movies. How could you do this to
How
him?
dare you? Tom Green is a living legend.
Nah, Lexi
Literally,
loves
literally the inspiration to all of my humor is just Tom Green.
Lexi loves garbage film though, so good on ya. He'll love those.
He did. Daddy, I'm a farmer. I'm a farmer, Daddy.
He loved Sharknado so much that he watched it twice in one day. He watched it and then he invited me over. Was like, I just watched this movie. You gotta fucking see it. And the same thing for Great Gatsby. So he loves
Great
garbage film.
Gatsby. I'm looking like a 1-2 Great Gatsby today. Got the Great Gatsby hair going on.
Yeah, man, you definitely look richer than you normally do. Usually, you look like a poor some bitch. You look like you're living in a crack house usually, but today you look all right.
Well, normally I don't shower because I work from home. So
And usually, usually I look at your house, and usually you don't have shit up in the background, so it looks like a crack den.
no, I'd always have this fucking X-Files poster up. How dare you?
Yeah, but like that's it. Look at my shit. Like look how much shit there's. You don't have any belongings. You look like a
That
crack
is
addict.
that is true. I own this computer and 4 shirts and a couple DVDs and a
How many of
I
those
got
shirts?
I
How
got
many of
this
those
book.
shirts?
I got this book. It's the autobiography of James Dean. I paid $4 for this.
It's not bad, not bad, not a bad price. Oh fuck. What was I gonna say?
What? How many shirts you're talking about? My
Oh yeah,
shirts?
how many of your shirts are Hawaiian shirts?
0.
Oh, dude,
There's a
what?
couple. There's a couple Koki Uncle shirts though.
You look pretty good in a Hawaiian shirt. I don't. If you've never seen Buckle the Duke in a Hawaiian shirt,
I actually do rock a Hawaiian shirt quite
yeah,
nicely.
he fills it out. That's for sure. Um,
I don't know what that means. Hey, what about this Sharknado movie? How about we talk about that? You fuck.
Ooh, Sharknado. So here's a movie that is exactly as advertised. The first Sharknado movie. It stars Tara Reid, the guy from what was that show that he was on? Beverly Hills 90210. The
Ian
guy from
Ziering.
yeah, Ian Ziering, guy from Beverly Hills 90210 is in
Don't
this.
call him Ian. Don't call him Ian. He gets
Yeah,
mad.
and don't call me in, I guess.
I heard he tackled a guy once because he
Alan
called him
Ziering.
he, he called him Ian, and he's like, it's Ian.
Is
It's
it
like, yeah,
what?
It's not iron though.
That can't be real. You're making that up.
No, it's 100% real. It's
Okay, so I guess he tackles people for
I,
calling him Ian. So Ian Ziering is in this joint.
iron.
Ian Ziering. Um, and basically, it's a pretty stock concept. But
Well,
here's,
these asylum films really like
yeah, this is,
you just mash a couple concepts together and there you go. You make a movie, or it's just like making fun of something. This, I'll give them its original concept. I'll give them that.
yeah, that's, we failed to mention this is an asylum film that was premiered on Sci-Fi. All three of them premiered on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
But the
Well,
asylum,
the asylum works closely with sci-fi. A lot of their stuff premieres on there.
yeah, asylum is, yeah, they have that new one that just came out, Lava Lantula.
Lavalantula.
Yeah.
That's actually a spin-off, and the people are speculating the asylum are creating their own Avengers of monsters,
Oh,
all in the
dude,
same universe.
Sharknado and Lava Launcha take place in the same universe? How good would that be?
They do take place in the same. Apparently, in Lavalantula, one of the guys is on the phone, and on the other end, the guy's like, "Sorry, I'm dealing with a shark situation."
Oh, dude, that's good. Now we have to go back and watch the third Sharknado and find a guy who says, I'm dealing with a spider situation. Because I bet it's in there. I
I
bet,
bet it is.
I bet it's
But
fucking in there. These movies are made at like the exact same time.
also premiering the same night as Lavalantula was Three-Headed Shark Attack, the sequel to Two-Headed Shark Attack.
Two-headed shark attack. Well, I mean, I guess that's a really good way to go for the sequel. How do you up the ante, right? More heads.
Add more heads. That's what I like about these shark movies. It's like, well, we've already had a lot of shark attack movies. What can we do? I don't know. Put them in sand, put them in snow, add a couple heads to them, put them in a tornado,
People have been
turn them into a ghost.
the last few years, people have been like shockingly clever about what to do with their shark movies.
True. I think the Asylum and various other low budget companies have put out maybe. I was looking at the killer shark attack lists, and there's 54 total on Wikipedia, and about 35 of them were from the last 3 years.
Sharks are big right now, man. Well, here's the thing: is that this first Sharknado movie got so popular, and straight from there, everyone's like, "That's the one that's making everybody sharks, sharks." Everybody just rewrite your script.
It was even a little before that too, because I think Mega Shark was before that, and Sharktopus was before that.
Yeah, Mega Shark. Yeah, I guess Mega Shark would have been, in my mind, the one that kind of set off the whole thing.
Mega Shark and Sharktopus were kind of the two big ones.
I think Titanic 2 had some sharks in it as well, if I recall correct. I don't remember much.
Never saw it.
Don't recall much about Titanic 2, but I remember that.
Sharknado, it's like it's horrible, but it's one of those brilliant concepts where you're like, all right, I can get on board with this.
It's definitely not like it's definitely not good. That's like I have to get that out of the way now. But here's the thing: is
as far as asylum films go, this is probably the best thing they've ever done. Is this series right here?
absolutely, absolutely. And the first one, like it's the original concept. They didn't need much of a gimmick. It was them going from one side of Los Angeles to the other side of Los Angeles, fighting sharks with chainsaws and fucking samurai swords and guns and then
I think my favorite thing about the first one is like, okay, how do you dissipate a tornado? You can't. Like in theory, you can't really do that. So they're like, oh, we throw bombs in the tornado. It's like, nah, it's not really probably do anything, but
that would probably, if anything, make it worse.
Yeah, I don't think it would do anything.
I don't know the science behind tornadoes, but
personally, but
I'm not 100% on that science.
I mean, I could probably look it up, but I'm not going to. I'm just saying, it's is there like there's a lot of standout moments from the first one, like him getting eaten by the shark, chainsawing out.
Oh yeah, that's some of the most golden shit I've ever seen in my life. One of my favorite things about the first Sharknado is that John Hurd is in it. And most people know John Hurd as being like the mild-mannered dad from Home Alone. So just seeing him go from Home Alone, mild-mannered dad, to alcoholic, sexist piece of shit in a shark tornado,
Shark
It's
Turn. Yeah.
it's the most insane thing. That would probably like John Hurt being in that movie is the most fucking insane thing about that movie.
Yeah, it's definitely the more these go on, the more they're relying on cameos to kind of drive interest in them.
Absolutely, and
Um,
that's kind of what I like about the first one is that it didn't have that at all. It was just these two people, like Tara Reid and Ian, whatever his name
Iron Zern
is, Ian Ziering, and basically they got these two actors who were
yeah,
kind of
washed
washed
up
up. They fucking buried them out of the grave, handed them their own fucking blockbuster, and
blockbuster.
it I kind of worked. It kind of
See,
worked.
I think the first one. Here's the reason. I think the first one is what it is. It's they were just trying to make another like just shitty. Just they're just trying to make a movie, and like they didn't have any money, so that's kind of what they did. When you come to Sharknado 2, they're purposely trying to make it bad. I feel because that's funny, right?
Yeah, well, I have a lot of problems with Sharknado too, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But overall, Sharknado, the first Sharknado, it may be an
But it wasn't
asylum
trying to
movie.
be anything, right? It wasn't trying to
Yeah,
be anything.
no, it was just a fucking movie about shark tornadoes that they made, and I would guess like a week. Like,
Yeah, there's no way it went over a month, and I doubt they took more than one take, honestly.
yeah, honestly, and like the CG is so bad. Like that was like that. The whole CG is a day's work. The entire movie's CG is a day's work.
Gee, man, I did watch Three-Headed Shark Attack, their one of their newest offerings, and it actually has the most impressive CG I've ever seen in an asylum film. Really bad movie. Got Danny Trejo in it. Danny Trejo cuts one of the shark's heads off with a machete. Uh, but the CGI is actually not that bad. It's still fucking awful, but like
Danny Danny Trejo using a machete. When do you think that gimmick's gonna be done?
I'd imagine not.
Not ever. Still be going into year 3000.
Trejo will never die.
he's the only immortal man.
I had this idea of opening a Mexican restaurant called Trejo's, and lo and behold, Danny Trejo opened his own restaurant. I'm like, God damn it. Danny Trejo stole my idea to steal his identity. God damn it.
Did he call it Trejo's?
It's like Trejo's Tacos, I think.
Dude, I would eat it. Yeah, I've seen that before. It's on like a wharf, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like I've seen that before. I've seen pictures of that. Danny Trejo's wharf. Fucking, it might as well be like a taco truck. It's more like a stand than a
Might be a
restaurant.
stand. I don't know the details. All I know is I was thinking about opening up a Mexican restaurant because I adore the culture and the food and the beheadings. And
I watched a movie this week all about Mexican culture called Drug Lord. It was really fucking good. Have you ever seen that?
our boy El Chapo, hey?
Yeah, have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, dude, you got to see that movie. It's
I
pretty
do,
good.
I do like that he escaped prison so many times.
Yeah, dude,
Because really, it must be so easy in a Mexican prison, right? You get one of the guards on your payroll, and like, what's he gonna do? Not take $1 million from you, right?
well, like,
Help you dig through a hole,
well, at the end of the movie, he's arrested and taken to prison, and I believe since that movie has come out, he's escaped from prison.
Yeah, yes, he has escaped recently. It was actually a few weeks ago.
He's on the run again, boys. Dog the Bounty Hunter's going after him. Did you see that?
Yeah, and he was tweeting like he tweets like he actually has a Twitter account. I don't know if it's him or like somebody in his group, but he was like making fun of Donald Trump and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh
his
yeah.
bodyguard was threatening Donald. It was great. It's great stuff. I love El Chapo.
Donald Trump was like, I
Killed
kick
a lot
out
of people,
Chapo's
killed a lot
ass.
of people, but God bless.
So, Sharknado, the first movie, I'd say see the first movie. I would say 100% fuck yes. It's a lot of fun. It's stupid. It's got the worst dialogue. It's fucking garbage. The acting is terrible.
It's exactly what you would think from a sci-fi original movie about tornado shark storms.
Absolutely. You get exactly what you're signing up for.
You know what I like a lot in these Sharknado movies is when reporters are talking about it, they always refer to it as a shark storm.
Yeah, yeah, they don't like the word Sharknado. I think that was it. Maybe the second or the third one where one of the people like it keeps interrupting him, and he's like Sharknado. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
Sharknado, and they're like the Shark Storm. That's a good bit. Let's talk about the second one. Now, best thing about the second one is they killed Will Wheaton off right off the bat.
Oh yeah, God bless.
So it got
A lot of cameos in the second one.
yeah.
Handful
Here's
of, but
here's where here's where my issue lies with the second one. And you said it before. Yeah, it seems to be trying to be shitty, unlike the first one, which was just a movie and it just happens to be shitty and fun. But this one,
I mean,
it's
don't get
kind
me
of
wrong.
not.
I don't really agree with the asylums just churn out a bunch of garbage and hope something sticks business model. I don't really agree with that because that to me is insulting real
Yeah,
art.
it's like Hayden Christensen's thing too, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
just churn out a bunch of
What's that
shitty
called?
movies.
Glacier Films or
Dude,
something?
I don't fucking know what Hayden Christensen's production company is called. Whatever it is, I don't want to be a part of it.
Micro budgets.
Micro budgets, but
You think we could get in one of those? We
yeah,
could
dude.
definitely get in an asylum film. There's no doubt in my mind, but I'd like to
I
get in
mean,
a Glacier Films.
who do we call,
I don't
right?
fucking.
Who do we got to call? Because like I'd be if somebody was like, hey man, I'll give you fucking $20,000 to be the lead in a shark movie. I'm like, I'm in.
I'd
Because
take less. I'd
it's
probably
all
take less, dude.
yeah, 15, 10, 5,000, $1,000. Lead in a shark movie.
You're, you're trapped in a Sharknado.
Um,
Run, Sharknado.
The good thing about Sharknado 2 is that it did, as you were singing just now, it did give us the Sharknado theme song, which is
If you're listening to this via audio file, then yeah, I already heard it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It gave us the Sharknado theme song, which is a treat. And then one thing I thought really cool is they kind of had like I don't want to say Bond style, but almost kind of like Bond style intro.
Was that? I thought that was the third one.
Oh, you're right. That was the third one. Oh, yeah. The second one, the intro was just like you'd see the person's name on a sign, and it would come out, and it would cut to a different shot, and the name would stay there. And that looked dumb. That was dumb. I didn't like that. But that's the intro. Who gives a shit? Basically, what they did is they amped up the. It's obvious, like so painfully obvious, that this movie has a much higher budget.
Yeah, but one of the things I don't care for in this movie is they didn't try to make it any better with that money.
No, yeah, that's exactly what the CG looks the same, maybe worse.
Maybe worse in fact.
Maybe worse. So what they did instead was they paid for a bunch of like B to C list celebrities to just kind of show up at random points in the film. Fucking Kurt Angle, WWE's Kurt Angle is in this goddamn movie. Billy,
Angle, gold medalist.
get damn Billy Ray Cyrus is a doctor. Andy Dick shows
Randall.
up.
Hell yeah.
He's looking not good these days.
I was actually watching him on Periscope the other day. He's off the liquor. He's in a sober living community now. He's looking a lot healthier.
Good for him, I guess.
But during the filming of this, he was fucking on drugs or something. He
Oh,
looked fucked up.
coked out of his mind, dude. Fucking okay. Here's the thing: is that I don't really have a problem with random cameos by celebrities, but
Uh,
but any movie that gives a cameo to Perez Hilton is 100% fuck no.
yeah, I forgot about that.
The movie could have been golden. This could have been like if fucking any other thing, like Schindler's List. If Schindler's List had a Perez Hilton cameo in it, if he showed up for a second and said a line, oh please sir, I want some more. 100% fuck no.
I wondered why I hated that character so much. Now I've realized.
Because Perez Hilton might be the worst fucking human.
I'd say he's up there.
Yeah, Kelly Osbourne, Kelly Ripa, fucking Al Roker. Okay, how does Al Roker take a look at this script and say, yes, I want involved?
It's more of at this point, it's more of a cultural thing that you're part of Sharknado.
I guess. All of the cameos in this one, they were okay, but some of them kind of went by so fast, and then at the end credits when they went through who all cameoed, I was like, oh fuck, how did I missed
There's
that
a
guy.
lot in the airplane. In the airplane, there's tons.
Yeah, like I didn't notice Will Wheaton was in the movie at first. I didn't know that was Will Wheaton. I just thought it was a guy. I was like, oh, that extra just died. And then at the end, I was like, oh shit, that was motherfucking, that was Will Wheaton.
Yeah, I noticed him because you mentioned it, and I hate his guts.
Yeah, I did. I texted you, Will Wheaton's in this movie. God bless, God bless. Um, but here's where I think this movie kind of goes completely wrong. Where the first movie totally went right is that the first movie was an original concept. You didn't really have to fuck around with the idea too much because it was sharks in a tornado. Now,
That should be enough for any living human to
yeah,
enjoy.
absolutely. But then with the second film, it's a little bit different because Sharknado came out 2 years previous, where everybody in the world knows about Sharknado at this point, and we're comfortable and familiar with the concept. And what was it? It was just like the gimmick was Sharknadoes again, and it's like okay, but like expand on this, and that's where I feel they went wrong. They didn't expand on it. The first movie was them at one part of L.A. trying to get to another part of L.A. Second movie was them at one part of New York trying to get to another part of New York.
Sure, yeah.
And that's, I don't know, that's kind of my biggest problem is that like half the movie in the second one was them just like going into random New York like shops and stores and stuff.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like advertisements, right? Like I feel like in a lot of these, there's maybe in all
Yeah,
of these, there's
yeah, it was definitely pretty heavy on the
blatant product placement.
yeah, pretty heavy on the product placement. So yeah, I wouldn't worry. I mean, like I wouldn't worry. I would say that Sharknado 2 is a pretty heavy skipper. I don't know. It just didn't seem to it didn't have the charm of the first one. It felt so forced and drab and like the dialogue was garbage in the first movie, but here you really notice it because you're not having as much fun.
Yeah, I also haven't seen the first one in a while, so it's hard to judge. I mean, there's still some fun stuff, like death wise, but it's just it all looks like shit. So at some point
Yeah.
you're like,
One of my favorite parts is when businessman goes back to get his briefcase full of money, and then Statue of Liberty falls on him and squishes him.
I like that. Looked like
Yeah,
shit, Statue of Liberty, but God bless.
yeah, yeah. Why was the Statue of Liberty so shiny in this movie? Why was it so shiny?
Early 2000 CGI, man, they can't stop making it shiny.
Yeah, fucking early 2000
It works
CGI.
for the sharks. It works for the sharks because they are shiny. So
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, no, I agree. I mean, CG was still pretty bad, but
it's pretty bad. Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't disagree.
I love any time you see like somebody get devoured whole by a shark because you can tell that they didn't have to like CG like the little bits of the person at all. The
Yeah.
person was just standing there and they just CG'd a shark just jumping.
See, in Sharktopus, I watched that recently too. The
Mhm.
CG is this came out in 2010, so it was a little earlier. And the CG is so bad that when like the Sharktopus jumps out of the water and grabs somebody and goes back into the water, there's no like splash around the shark.
Yeah, see I've never seen Sharktopus. That's one of the ones I opted out of. Um,
I don't
is
recommend
it
it.
is it watchable? Like, is it even a little bit watchable?
It's a Roger Corman film. It's not an asylum, but it's very bad. It's very bad.
It's very bad. Okay,
I would
so
say I would say it's closer to the not watchable spectrum.
the movie starts off with same characters from the first Sharknado film. They're on a whatchamacallit. They're on a plane. And then the plane gets attacked by Sharknado and he's gotta land the plane. And then they just kinda drop the Sharknado for a while.
There's
Which
someone on the wing.
yeah, I thought that exact same thing, and I knew you would think that as well. When he was like, "There's something on the wing, something."
That's a reference, right? That must have been.
Yeah. Mm. I couldn't imagine. Oh, fuck! I just spilled beer all over my keyboard. Oh,
It
fuck!
wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time.
This is the second time on this show I've ruined a keyboard with something. That was funny. I was gonna say that last episode, 50 episodes ago, I spilled macaroni and cheese on my keyboard and I ruined it. And it is still ruined to this day. And I spilled beer on it just now, so I'm just making it worse. But so
Bad
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and then got a bunch of cameos on the airplane. You got Kelly Osbourne hanging out on there, fucking gross ass Will Wheaton. Other people that I can't really remember. I'm trying to figure it out here. But yeah, it's pretty not watchable. And then she gets the girl Tara Reid. She gets her hand bitten off, and as soon as that happens, I was like, okay, you can do one of two things. Okay, you can either just leave that, and she's just got no hand now, or you can do the sensible thing. And at some point in the movie, she
Apparently
creates.
Biz Markie was in this movie.
Yeah, Biz Markie. He was Vinny.
Right.
He was Vinny in this movie. But back to the
I don't
hand
think I've
thing.
ever heard a Biz Markie song sober.
I don't think I've ever heard a Biz Markie song not at a thrash party. But a party where a bunch of teenagers just start beating the shit out of each other. You never been to a thrash party?
Just a friend doesn't really work with that. Oh baby, you got what I need.
I think you'd be surprised. I think you'd be surprised at how well that works at a thrash party.
Okay, all right. Keep going. What you were saying then?
Right, so they can either just let that character go, or at some point, and this is what I was like, this has got to fucking happen, she can create an attachment for her hand that creates a weapon. Thank Christ they took the right route, and she got a goddamn miter saw attachment onto her hand. And then, like, the second she reveals it, it's like, oh, fucking A. That is exactly. But, like, she also had, like, three.
You know what? I barely remember that. That's how much I was paying attention to the movie.
She had, like, 3 minutes to assemble that as well. And for something that was assembled in 3 minutes, it's pretty dang good. And she had to get to the top of the Empire State Building all in that 3 minutes.
True.
She was a busy girl. That was one thing that really didn't make sense, is that near the end of the movie, they're sitting at, the 5 blocks away from the Empire State Building, and they're like, everything's gonna end in 8 minutes. And it's like, then he goes to the top of the Empire State Building, and it's like, that's like a 15-minute trek from 3 blocks away to the top of the Empire State Building.
Maybe more.
Yeah, it's not a short distance, that's for sure. So that was probably one of the problems. It's just kind of them on one end of New York.
Likely in that kind of storm, the elevators wouldn't work either. So
yeah, absolutely. I feel like electricity in general, like pizza shops were still open. Although the pizza shop opening had one of my favorite parts because it reminded me of the movie Deep Blue Sea when he shoved the shark into the oven. I loved that. When the guy at the pizza shop shoved the shark into an oven. That's some good shit right there. Of course, once again, dialogue. Feels like it was written by a 6-year-old.
One of the bigger issues I find is you're trying to make Ian Ziering an action star, and he's not that.
Yeah, he's Hondo not that. He's mediocre at best. But he's a bad actor. Everyone in this is bad. But like I feel like when you're asked to do an asylum film, like I feel like it's sort of in your contract that you're allowed to go like 40%.
Yeah, maybe less. Tara Reid.
I feel like she's going hundo, but it just feels like 40 because she's the worst.
She has brain damage.
I think she might have no acting skill. I think that might be what the whole problem is. I think Tara Reid, similar to Michael Shannon, has never been to acting school.
Fuck Michael Shannon. Glad you got it in there. Hashtag hail to the niece and
hashtag fuck Will Wheaton. Hashtag smart sharks. All the movie epidemic hashtags all in one go. But what else? Sharknado 2. Like I feel like we're running out of things to say about this fucking movie. It's garbage. Like this, I would say skip this one. It's not as fun. It's generally the same fucking movie, but with that Statue of Liberty crushing shit. It's not as fun. It's not as original for sure. The dialogue's just as garbage, and the acting's just as garbage, but you really feel it here. Not to mention, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe the second movie is the longest of the three at 100 minutes. Now, 100 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but if you watch Sharknado 2, you feel that 100 minutes.
Feels every minute. That's I have been watching a lot of these shark movies this week, and the thing I do like about them, they're all a tight Hundo 20.
Yeah, they're definitely tight, man. They don't fuck around for very long. Let's talk about since we're talking about tight movies, let's talk about a movie that's goddamn 80 minutes.
Oh hell yeah.
Sharknado 3, oh hell no, was a tight 80 minutes. At the very beginning, you got the awesome Bond intro that I really, really liked. Shameless, obviously, but
Yep.
it's instead of fucking being like through the scope and James Bond walks out and shoots, it's through a friggin' the jaws of a shark, and Ian Ziering comes out and he tosses. Stop making faces! What the fuck are you doing? Stop making faces like that. Trying to do a
What?
pod here.
I'm not.
People watching the video, you know my pain.
They
Actually,
can't
maybe
even.
not.
It's so small. You can't even see the person in the thumbnail when they're down there. It's only you that can see it.
Oh, fuck. Well, now I sound like an asshole, but I really like the James Bond opening to this movie. Now, here's the thing: is that half this movie is like a fucking amazing, awesome block. This was a summer blockbuster. This deserved to be in theaters. I remember sitting there going like, "Holy shit, boys! This is." Because it gets insane.
Well, this is the Sharknado movie we deserve for sure.
Absolutely. At first, it feels like they're just gonna sort of give you the same sort of thing, but with the president thrown in.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, now they're in Washington, D.C. It's the Sharknado's breaking the Washington Monument. But no, no, no. This Sharknado disappears and reappears in different locations across the fucking eastern seaboard, and so they have to chase it. They have to track it and chase it.
Chasers. Wow.
Yeah, it's like Storm Chasers, man, but with sharks in it.
Yeah.
Remember the movie Into the Storm? Imagine if that had sharks.
What it might have been watchable. Then.
Might have been something I might enjoy, but basically they're chasing the sharks up and down the western seaboard, or the eastern seaboard rather. But then there's these segments that come throughout the film that are just advertisements for Universal Studios. And it's like, because half of the action takes place at Universal Studios, and they show you all of the good shit. They show you every goddamn good ride at fucking. They show like what was it, back burner or heat racer or whatever.
Back burner.
Yeah, back burner.
Backdraft.
Backdraft, right? They show you backdraft. They show you the giant roller coaster. They show you one of my favorite things in the movie is how often they show you the Jaws shark. Like there was like 90 people taking pictures with the Jaws shark, and then that comes into play a little bit later in the movie when one of the sharks pretends to be the Jaws shark. So you know what that means, right? You know what that means, right? That the shark knew to pretend to be Jaws, right? They're smart now.
I guess so.
They're smart
you know
sharks.
What? Speaking of wrestlers being in this movie, my boy Chris Jericho makes an appearance as the ride operator.
I don't know who Chris Jericho is, but I'm gonna trust you to believe. You know what we need for Sharknado 4? You know what we really need? The Rock.
Yeah.
Dude, the Rock would be awesome.
You could say that about any movie, though.
That's
in my
true.
opinion, The Rock could be in anything, and he'd nail it.
That's true. So, the second movie, while it depends heavily on cameos, so does this one. But some of the bigger name actors are actually some of the bigger characters, including everybody's favorite Malcolm in the Middle actor, Frankie Muniz, who has gone on Twitter. He's gone on Twitter recently, and he was like talking about how much money he has, and it's like, well, if he got so much money, why in Sharknado?
Where did he get money from? I don't feel like his.
Malcolm in the Middle, dude. That ran for like 9 seasons. It's a garbage program, but
like it's syndicated, right? But I don't know.
It's like the same way that he's the Macaulay Culkin of our time, dude. Now he's all coked up and fucked.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So Frankie Muniz is in this movie, and it's the same sort of thing with Ian from the last film. They try to make Frankie Muniz an action star, and he's just like this short, skinny.
When you say Ian, do you mean Ian Ziering?
That may be who I'm referencing. Ian Ziering. Ion. But Ian Ziering, he's pretty good in this one, actually. Like, as far as the action goes, acting-wise, of course he's garbage. His dialogue is terrible. His lines, they're fucking trash.
Yeah, I mean, he was running around like an action star. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
he was running around. He was hitting stuff. One of my favorite things is at the very beginning they give him a golden chainsaw. It's like an award. The president gives him the gold. You know what this movie could have used more is that at the very beginning they're at the White House, and you know who's playing one of the funniest people in movies these days was playing one of the bodyguards, and he didn't have any lines. You know who that was?
Yeah, yeah. Who is it?
Rick Fox, man. Why didn't Rick Fox have fucking more lines, dude? I love me some Rick Fox. Fox is goddamn. He's like hilarious in the same way that Liam Neeson is hilarious in that he can just say things with a straight face. But the movie started off with something that I thought was going to be really negative. We got Bill Engvall right off the bat, and I was like, oh my god, take me now. Or please kill me, I want to die. But they killed him off pretty quickly, which was entertaining.
Murder me, please murder me.
That's what I like about these Sharknado movies, is they get the good people, and it's cool to see the good people, but then they get the really shitty people, and you're like, oh, fuck, and then you get to see those shitty people die.
I don't even know who that is. Bill who?
Bill Engvall. Oh, do you not know who Bill Engvall is? He had his own he had his own sitcom for a while, and he tours with Jeff Foxworthy doing stand-up comedy.
He's on the blue collar comedy team.
Yeah, he's on the blue collar.
I'm not really familiar with those guys and their body of work.
Ron White is the only talented person in that group of people.
Ron Howard?
No, Ron White.
Oh.
But actually, the Larry the Cable Guy, fucking what's his name? Dan Whitney.
Talented actor.
I give that guy props. Yeah, he's
been in character for 10 years.
He came up with a bit, and he's just been sticking to his guns on that bit. He's been toughing it out, just doing a bit.
Hey, bro, you've been in character for 10 years. At what point do you become the meme? I guess that's part of it, really.
I want to see Dan.
The meme.
I want to see Dan Whitney in a Woody Allen flick. I want to see what Woody Allen would do.
Playing it straight, man. How good would that be?
That would blow it. Yeah, I'd watch that. Like, I'm pretty, like, ever since the whole child rapey thing, I'm pretty anti Woody Allen, but I might watch a Woody Allen movie if Dan Whitney was in it playing it straight. I might be all over that.
Hell yeah.
Now, Mark Cuban was in this movie, too, as president.
Powerful Mark Cuban.
I love Mark Cuban, dude. He was great, obviously. I mean, as good as he could be.
Yeah, I really admire Mark Cuban because in that Shark Tank intro, you know, the TV show Shark Tank, Shark Tank.
Yeah.
I like how, like, in the intro of it, they're all like signing business contracts, and he's just like in a bar in his intro. It's like, why is he in a bar? He's Mark Cuban. Fucking awesome.
Because obviously Mark Cuban goes to get wasted after every goddamn taping, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But this one didn't rely as heavily on cameos, I don't think.
There's still a lot, but it's just like
there still was a lot. Some that come to mind, fucking George R.R. Martin. That's probably one of my favorite cameos.
That's outrageous. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah, so I was watching that and I was like, that's just a fat guy with a beard, right? And I looked it up. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's George R.R. Martin. Another really surprising one is Michelle Bachmann was in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
as Michelle Bachmann. It's like, how did you get that? Like, fucking the Asylum, they must have tight connections these days to get fucking Michelle Bachmann.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you see Penn and Teller looking all coked out?
Yeah, that was another thing. There was a really good scene where Penn was obviously playing Buzz Aldrin, I believe, and they were just kind of talking because they were in NASA with David Hasselhoff's character.
Right.
Now let's get to that. Because I'm full out gonna get this movie came out last week, and I'm totally okay with giving spoilers because it's not very good, but at the same time, it's fucking awesome.
You know what? I'll say it. This is the finest crafted shark storm movie of all time.
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing about this movie: is that everybody knows this about me. I'm a big fan of fish out of water and into space stories. Big fan.
Throw out some examples: Leprechaun in Space.
Leprechaun in Space, Jason X.
Moonraker.
Now, this was literally fish out of water into space.
That's the most preposterous thing I've ever heard, Chadley.
fucking Hasselhoff and Tara Reid went into goddamn space and were fighting sharks with a giant laser beam from space, and then the sharks were compacted by the laser beam. They jumped up into space.
Here's
They
the thing.
jumped.
Here's the thing about this too.
Woo!
They didn't even have to waste space on this. They could have waited for space till like 4 or 5, right? Because normally you
Sure.
throw space in there when there's a lull in the franchise.
Oh,
You
but
gotta get
here's
it out of the way.
the thing. Hopefully they come back to space. I was losing my mind. I was screaming the entire movie, pretty much. Just no fucking way. Just screaming at Penn and Teller. I was screaming at the space laser beam. I was screaming when the sharks came into space. And the ending! I screamed as loud as I possibly could. Basically, this movie had a really good scene where a girl gets eaten by a shark, and while she's in the shark, she gives birth to a baby. There's a lot of really good shit like that because
She somehow managed to give birth while still wearing shorts. I enjoyed that.
here's the thing about this movie is it kind of went back to the basics, and the fact that they knew that they had to mix it up. They knew that something different had to happen. There needed to be some sort of push comes to shove.
Well, that's what I liked about setting up the storms this time. Like in the second one, they're like, well, it's a low pressure storm, so you gotta throw like cool stuff into it to make it dissipate. This time they're like, there's no stopping this shit. This shit's gonna fuck up everything. We're all dead.
Yeah,
The sharks are like wolves.
this was an apocalypse movie, and it was so good.
So they're like, what about space laser? A la that one Pierce Brosnan one. Pierce Brosnan, James Bond.
Oh yeah, fucking I don't remember the one with Iron Man in it.
The
I know
Korean
which one.
It's the Korean one.
Yeah, it's the one where they fight Kim Jong Un or Kim Jong Il or whichever one is older. I don't know.
Is that was that a reference too? Do you think? Because it started with the James Bond intro.
I couldn't imagine it not be, honestly. Like that's another thing about this movie is that there were so many movie references.
Yeah.
There was a lot of movie references. And if you're paying attention and you know film, you're going to catch them. And they're really fun. They're really fun. They take you through. This is by no means a good movie. Is there dogfights going on in your backyard?
Yo, shut the fuck up.
You dogfights, dude? Dog, why are you fighting dogs? Dogfighting ring? Is there a dogfighting ring?
I don't know.
But
Can you stop calling attention to this shit, Charles?
No.
You're losing the audience, Charlie. I can see their eyes glazing over.
I don't know. The third one, obviously it's not a very good movie, but it's so much fun. Much like the first one.
Oh hell no.
When the guy shouts, "Oh hell no," I was like, ah! But it's so much fun because they keep changing it. Like in the second movie, they're like, we have to find a way to kill it, and then they go up to the Statue of Liberty and they're like, got it, I figured it out, and like that was it. Here they kept coming up with ideas, and it was like, oh, didn't work. Just go on to the next bit. This movie was incredible. It was the shark movie we deserved. The CG's a little better.
Slightly. I mean,
it's still quite poor. But
I think they'll nail it one of these days.
Yeah, absolutely. But some of the CG was really good. Like in that last scene where David Hasselhoff is on the moon, like that looks pretty fucking good. Now, I don't want to give the entire ending away. So what I am gonna say is that this movie did something I've never seen in a movie before, and I was screaming. The movie ended on a cliffhanger, which of course we've seen in other films, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, sure. But you, the viewer, via Twitter, have the opportunity to take part in Sharknado history by deciding the fate of one of the characters that it's going to take place at the beginning. I voted on Twitter. They give you special hashtags that you can use to vote for a certain character to live or die, and it's going to happen at the beginning of Sharknado 4. You're going to find out whether or not Twitter was pussies or Twitter like held their balls.
You voted for death, didn't you?
I voted hella for death, dude. Everybody loves a good death scene. Did you vote?
I have not voted yet.
Would you vote for death, though?
100% I'd vote for death.
And I feel like there's enough people in the world who would vote for death. Enough people in the world that would vote for death. God bless.
I wonder if that character is running like a Twitter campaign, being like, "Save my character so I get paid more."
Tara Reid, I would imagine.
Well, hey, you just spoiled it. How dare you?
Whoops, my bad. Oh well. See the movie anyways. It's super fucking. I say 100% fuck yes on Sharknado. Sharknado 3 is better than the first one.
Yes, it is.
It's so much fun, and David Hasselhoff murders this film.
Hasselhoff is pretty good. Like, you don't expect that from him because he's all fucked up and shit.
Yeah, actually, it's as good as Hasselhoff can get. Yeah, it's as good as Hasselhoff can get.
Did he eat a burger in this? I think he did.
I think he did at that diner when he was talking to Penn and Teller.
Oh, he ate a burger in this.
I think he was scarfing one of those big old Hawaiian burgers with fucking banana peppers and garbage on it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So I think that's a good place to end the reviews, but we're gonna do our top 5 shark films.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fucking shark movies are incredible. Shark movies, it's not a series I've seen a lot of movies in. I actually had a hard time making this list, but every shark movie I've seen, even if it's
I actually have a question.
What's that?
Is Finding Nemo considered a shark movie?
I almost had it on my list because I do like the guys. I did want to give it a special mention because of the I love Australian accents, and I love when the sharks show up and go hello.
Hello. I do have a backup though, so if we're gonna exit.
No, I'd say shark. Finding Nemo counts. Finding Nemo counts.
I'm gonna put in my backup. I think.
You're gonna throw in your backup. It's a more shark heavy film.
Yeah.
Shark heavy film. Do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
You can go ahead. I think I
feel like you always go first, so I'll go first this week. My number 5 is a movie we actually already talked a little bit about on this podcast specifically. My number 5 is Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's exactly what's advertised. Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, and it has one of my favorite moments in shark history. It's the part where the giant shark leaps out of the water and snags an airplane, and there's the guy who's like, "Holy fuck!" Like, that's one of my favorite things.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's a goddamn motion picture. It's Asylum's first go at sharks.
It was definitely one of their early efforts.
Yeah.
Another early effort is one of my number 5. I saw this with our good buddy Lauxie. Very drunk one night. We did a double feature with this and Crocosaurus or something.
Oh, Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus.
No, it was Dino Croc versus Super Gator. Sorry.
Okay,
this is Two-Headed Shark Attack.
Two-Headed Shark Attack. I've never seen it. But
starring Brooke Hogan, Hulk Hogan's man-daughter.
Is that the one that's been in the news this week because she's dating an Afro man, and Hulk is not too happy about it?
It's because the problem is Hulk's not happy that he's not like an athlete or famous. He's just. Have you seen Brooke Hogan's boyfriend?
No,
he's smaller than me.
He's that small?
Brooke Hogan is about 6 feet tall, so it's like some great stuff.
Oh yeah, he's pretty tiny. Taking a look, and she's built as fuck. She's like scary built.
I mean, she's daughter of the Hulkster, you know.
He's wearing, the guys in the picture I'm looking at, he's wearing shorts that are definitely meant for a much larger man. For sure. I wouldn't wear those shorts.
Back in 1985, brother, when the Hulkster in front of 60,000 screaming Hulkamaniacs, brother, and he slammed Andre the Giant to the mat in the Silver Dome, brother.
Brother!
And he says the N-word. Sorry, Hulk.
N-word.
God bless.
God bless. The Hulk fucked up, dude.
You can't say shit like that.
And then he was like, well, Barack Obama said the N-word, and it's like totally different context. Barack Obama
say the N-word like 20 times in a row.
Barack Obama was like, don't say this
say it
word.
once, honestly.
Barack Obama said, "This is a bad word. Don't say it." And then Hulk Hogan was like, "I hate all of these blank."
Yeah, it was from a few years ago. It doesn't matter. But Two-Headed Shark Attack, uh, it's one of those movies where anything bad that could happen possibly happens, but they never really explain why it's a two-headed shark. It's just like, oh, we're a bunch of hot college students. Let's get naked on
Yes,
this island, and this two-headed shark just comes and fucks them all up. You know?
I love hot naked young college students getting murdered
Yeah,
because they're always
absolutely.
hot as fuck. And did the first people die while banging?
That is correct. That's correct.
Yes, yes, I love that trope. That's a classic trope. My number 4 is a little movie you may not expect to see on my list. It's actually not that great of a movie, but I was just kind of digging for shark movies. My number 4 is a little movie with Jack Black and Robert De Niro. This is Shark Tale.
Oh, God bless Shark Tale.
God bless Shark Tale. This movie is actually not super good, but as a kid's movie, and for the year that it came out, it had Will Smith and Angelina Jolie, so they're really pumping all the famous people in that
One of
year.
my favorite things about that movie is Will Smith's fish looks like Will Smith.
Yeah, so does Angelina Jolie's.
Yeah, yeah.
It reminds me of that movie 50 First Dates, where it's an animated
Yes,
movie, but it might as well
exactly.
not be because it's just fucking Adam Sandler.
Why did you animate that movie? Is it just to make his parents or whatever look weird because they're so small?
I think it's because Adam Sandler plays most of the people in that movie, because I'd imagine he couldn't get people to be in it.
Yeah, I
Because
get that, but like I've seen Eddie Murphy play every character in a movie. Why can't
oh,
Adam Sandler?
true. In fact, I feel like there is a movie, Jack and Jill. There's movies where Adam Sandler plays multiple characters. That being said, Jack and Jill, they weren't like hiding it at all, or if they were, they didn't do a very good job. It's obviously
That's
just
what I caught like half of that on TV one time, and that was the last time I remember like really considering killing myself, like taking my own life. Like
dude.
I joke about it a lot. I joke about dying a lot, but I actually considered killing myself after seeing Jack and Jill.
Al Pacino's in that movie. Just
I know, yeah.
he
I know.
made the choice. He made the choice. He wrote the script. He read the script. He made the choice. What's your number 4?
My number 4. I think this movie came out last year during around this time, or a couple years ago maybe, around Sharknado season. This is called Ghost Shark.
Ghost Shark. I need to see all these low ass budget shark
Are you
movies.
familiar with Ghost Shark, Chad?
I'm familiar with the concept.
So basically, a couple of fishermen kill a shark, and it comes back as a ghost, and it starts terrorizing the town. And the good thing, this is one of the best. This is the highest concept shark movie I've ever seen, because the shark can attack from any source of water, right? So say you're opening up your cooler, or opening up your cooler.
Oh yes, I love where this is
A
going.
shark jumps out, munches on your face. You know,
That's a
kid's going down a slip and slide.
shark.
Kids going down a slip and slide a little. It's very, very innovative.
Oh,
And
that's
what
one
I
thing.
like about it.
That's one thing. Just while we're on that topic, one thing that I really loved about Sharknado 3 was the part where the Sharknado landed on the water slide and then rode it down.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Wee for the shark. Um,
So yeah, check out. Actually, I would recommend checking out Ghost Shark. That's probably one of their strongest shark movies.
Ghost Shark. I'm gonna write that one down, and I downloaded Raiders of the Lost Shark.
Oh, Raiders of the Lost Shark. Let's talk about that for a minute. This
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
low budget Canadian movie, came out this year called Raiders of the Lost Shark. One of the best posters I've ever seen. I'm here to assure you this is not a good movie.
I haven't watched it yet, but I have it. I have it.
Some of the worst acting I've ever seen in my life, and they all have thick Canadian accents, and
Oh,
like thicker than mine. And I like to put one on for the show sometimes, but
yeah, you've been laying it heavy today.
yeah, but like there's this part where the sheriff is like talking about being a sheriff, and the deputy's like, "This is Canada. We don't have sheriffs." And then and then there's a part where they're like, "Call the National Guard," and then the deputy's like, "We don't have. This is Canada. We don't have the National Guard." There's like actually a lot of cleverly written jokes in it, but they're just delivered so poorly. It's just like,
You sent me that trailer, and this is a legitimate conversation that you and I had. You sent me that trailer, and you said, check this out. I watched the trailer, and I responded, That's not real. That's not real. That can't be a real movie. Lo and behold, it is a real movie.
Well, here's something that you might be interested in. Towards the end of Raiders of the Lost Shark, scientist makes a flying shark.
No, 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 no,
Would you like to? Hey, Chadley, would you like to hear a real line of dialogue from Raiders of the Lost Shark?
Okay.
Scientist is like, sharks are beautiful creatures, and I made them better. And then the girl's like, no, they kill people.
That's not real.
That's a real line of dialogue.
You're making this shit up as you go. No, you're making that. That can't even be real. My number 3.
100%. I was watching this movie intensely.
My number 3. I had to pick very wisely here between the 3 films, and I think I made the right choice in picking Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, that's also my number 3, is Sharknado 3.
Oh, fuck. Sharknado 3 is incredible, dude. I feel like you and I are going to have the same number 1 and number 2, but they're going to be swapped.
That is exactly correct.
That is exactly correct. Sharknado 3, we've talked about it a lot today. It's so much fun. I 100% recommend it. My number 2, this is actually, I was reading trivia about this, and this movie is actually considered to be the first summer blockbuster ever made.
That is true.
My number 2 is Jaws. Steven Spielberg classic, starring my boy Richard Dreyfuss. Love me some Dreyfuss.
I'm actually going to see a screening of this on its 40th anniversary.
I saw that. I'm real jealous, and if I had a car right now, I would come down and I would see it with you, but I do not.
It's August 7th, so if you're in the Calgary area, I don't know why you would be, but you never know. Some people are locals listening to this show. Come on down to the Globe Theater. We're gonna watch a 40th anniversary screening of Jaws.
That's incredible.
It's gonna be a good print too. So you don't want to miss it.
That's incredible, and I'm sure is Jaws your number 1? Is Jaws your number 1?
Jaws is my number 1.
It's a good ass number 1, man. But there's only one shark movie in my heart.
Which it's Deep Blue Sea, and that is also my number 2.
Deep Blue Sea is the fucking great. I watched it again this week. I goddamn love this movie.
I can't get over how much of an action star LL Cool J is.
Right? First he's the chef, then he's looking for the bird, and then he just straight up murders the rest of the movie.
Uh-huh.
I also wish that Michael Rappaport would have died earlier, but
God bless Michael Rappaport.
God bless. Fucking Samuel L. Jackson's death scene is also a banger. Like it's legendary.
Oh, it's a 5-star film. There's no denying that.
Oh yeah, this is on my. Have you seen my Letterboxd account?
No.
Go take a look. Go take a look. Go take a look at my favorite films. Go take a look at my favorite films real quick.
Oh yeah, Deep Blue Sea is on there twice.
You're goddamn right. Deep Blue Sea is on there twice.
With The Grey and Vampire's Kiss, two other great films.
2 other great films. Probably both in my top 20 for sure. Maybe even my top 2. They're both super. I actually love The Grey though. Like all jokes aside, like I actually love The Grey and Deep Blue Sea.
The Grey is a fantastic movie.
The Vampire's Kiss. There might be some sarcasm in my love for Vampire's Kiss, but I do enjoy watching it because
I'm a vampire.
I'm a vampire. Dude, I love Nick Cage. I love me some Nick Cage. Vampire's Kiss is great.
If you don't like Nick Cage, I question you as a human being, quite honestly.
Fun story about this week. I wanted to rewatch Deep Blue Sea, and then I wanted to watch these Sharknado films, but my girlfriend has a crippling fear of sharks, and she can't do sharks. So I had to wait till she was out of the house, like at work and shit, to watch the shark movies. And then one night we went to bed, but I watched half of Deep Blue Sea. I turned it off when she got here because I'm considerate as fuck. And then I just waited till she fell asleep, and then I got out of bed and finished Deep Blue Sea.
Maybe one of the most savage things you've ever done. God bless.
Savage as fuck! Oh, man. But, so there any trailer trash this week? Not much, not many new trailers, hey? I mean,
Nope. There is some news to report on the Fantastic Four movie, though, which you think is going to be a good film.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I think it could be. I don't think it will be. I think it could be. It could also be garbage, depending on.
the movie, the Fox has unveiled that reviews will be embargoed until the night of release. So that can only mean good things.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. That means that they don't. Whenever they do that, like they did that with Indiana Jones 4 as well. Like that's just a sign to me that they know it's shitty.
Yeah.
That they want people to go see it on the first night, not knowing whether or not it's any good.
Well, if you want an example, Ant-Man was embargoed until 9 days before release, so they actually had confidence that that was going to get good reviews. Fantastic Four, not so much.
Well, that's too bad. Have you seen oh fuck, what's the name? I saw a new trailer this week for a movie called American Ultra. Have you seen the trailers for this?
I haven't seen the trailers yet, but
It looks like
describe the movie.
It looks like the most ridiculous thing ever. So basically, the idea is there's certain people who are trained to be CIA killers, like CIA spies and killers, and then they wipe their memory and let them just go off in the world and then activate them when they need to. And Jesse Eisenberg, who's a long-haired hippie stoner guy, is working at a convenience store when all of a sudden he taps into his memories and without.
I actually did see a trailer for this a while ago.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg,
written by my boy Max Landis. Love the dude.
Max Landis, writer of other things such as Chronicle and The Death and Return of Superman.
He's a comedian, so that's where I know him from.
I'm just looking at his IMDb page. I don't know who he is. But it should be. I feel like that could be funny, but it could also be a horrendous mess.
We'll see. I like Max Landis. I'll probably see it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, some people don't, but I do. I like Jesse Eisenberg. I think he's good.
I think he's a robotic fuckboy, but I'm never mad when he's in a movie. That's
this American Ultra movie also has Topher Grace, who I was sure.
God bless.
Yeah, remember when he was in Interstellar for a second?
Was he? I don't even recall that.
Remember he was the guy who yelled at Dallas Bryce Howard or her brother because he was an alcoholic or something.
Oh yeah.
While Dallas Bryce Howard was in the house putting together the most fucking ridiculous puzzle of all time and solving it with no real explanation. It's not a great film, but it's not a terrible film either.
What, Interstellar?
Interstellar.
I think it's pretty good.
I mean, I wouldn't fucks with it again. I don't think I'll ever watch Interstellar again. I had a decent-ish time while watching it.
I think that's the main problem. Is it's long as hell.
It's longer than it needs to be. Like there's like 7 acts.
It's not my favorite Chris Nolan. That's
Interstellar has like 7 acts, and it's like it might be too much. Yeah. So something else. So that's all the time that we have.
I'm a big Inception and Memento fan, though.
I love both those movies as well, and I love The Dark Knight. The first two, not the third one. But yeah, that's all the time that we have. I think we filled pretty much an hour here. Next week, we're gonna go back to our regular rotation, get back to those monkey movies, because I know you must have been sad not watching a monkey movie this week.
Oh, I watched it anyway.
You watched it anyways. This week we're gonna watch Escape the Planet of the Apes, as well as 2 other films. One called Ex Machina, starring Oscar Isaac.
Oh, Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson. God damn.
Love me some Domhnall.
It might be one of the first movies of 2015 that I watched for a second time because it's that good, ladies and gentlemen.
I've seen Jurassic World twice.
I would never watch that movie again in my life.
I like it. I saw it twice.
Once was, in my opinion, almost too much.
We're also going to be watching a little movie with Jonah Hill and James Franco, and though that sounds like a comedy cast, it's a drama, and it's going to be called True Story. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but I guess it's actually a true story, and they just couldn't come up with a title, I guess.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Yeah, so that should...
I saw it. I didn't hate it. but
Didn't
we'll talk about it.
also didn't care for it. But we'll talk about that on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. You can follow me on the Twitter. It's Chadley the Movie.
I'm at Colby Eman, Emann.
2 N's.
Emann.
We both make quality tweets. I was complaining about how bad TBS is today, so check that out on Twitter.
Oh, God bless. I did some jokes about killing myself, so go check those out.
Best jokes. Fuck Tim Burton. 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 Fuck